Yes.
Much appreciated, though. Hell no.
Yeah, I'll give you it. No.
Give me some fries.
Some Arby's?
Some Arby's
We're,
fries.
we're literally gonna. I just can't even believe that. Like, personally, Arby's is just not my go-to ever in life.
I'm not asking for it to be yours.
Oh, it sounds like it's yours.
No, it's not my go-to. It's just some Arby's fries do sound good right now.
But Jay, let me.
Hey, question for the Ohio guys.
Okay.
Didn't see the game Saturday. What happened?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what happened.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we lost the game, and I'm convinced about it. All right. So G. Scott decides to headbutt a Michigan player. All right. It's 15-yard personal foul. We get a 10-yard holding penalty on top of that. So we're sitting at 1st and 35. CJ ends up taking that and turning it into a 4th and 11. And then they send the punting unit on the field. CJ was selling it like, why the fuck are we punting it? It was supposed to be a fake. The long snapper snapped it to the wrong person. The punter moved out of the way. He just barely caught it like here. One possession because Mitch Rossi had a lane and he would have been in the end zone 3 or 10 seconds later after the snap if it would have went to him because there's nobody on the left side of the field. He had this open lane and he would have ran for 42 yards to the house. That would have gave us a 3-point lead and control of the momentum of the game. I blame it on that one.
You guys lost or you won? Did you guys
lost.
win or lose?
They got killed.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw the game. I saw.
We would have had
it.
a better chance to maintain like control of the momentum of that game if we wouldn't have if we wouldn't have punted right there. I can almost guarantee.
You know, it was interesting. It was interesting because the first couple possessions, you guys were killing Michigan.
Yeah, it's just that one play. Rivalries are all about momentum, right there, and I mean that showed. Yeah. The score. I mean, 45-23. Had that long touchdown. Yeah, 45-23 is not the story. Honestly, it was only like a 31-23 victory. I mean, they had 14. They had 2 touchdowns from garbage time. So
I also want to point out
it was a close game.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you think you'll ever beat Michigan again?
Yes. What kind of question is that?
You haven't in 3 years or 2 years or something.
They forfeited in 2020, so I don't want to hear it.
Was that because of COVID?
Yeah, apparently they didn't have enough players. They just didn't want to travel to Columbus and get their asses whooped. But yeah, we'll beat them, bro. When's the national championship game? We'll beat them then. I hope you recorded that.
I did. Everybody heard that. Yeah.
Book it.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll clip that.
Michigan, Natty.
Okay. Not even gonna make it that far, unfortunately. But
hey, TCU or USC, help us out, okay?
What we drinking?
A little apple cider.
You a bitch for that.
No, bro, that's like a delicious drink. It's high in fiber.
Yeah, you're a bitch for that. If that's how you describe your drinks, it's high in fiber.
It's high in fiber. It tastes good.
100%. Anyhow, well, the stream started already 3 minutes ago because this is a much more natural introduction than how we normally do it.
100%.
But we'll talk about. Let's do a little recap of last week. We'll talk about the football side of it, and then we'll talk about the fantasy football side of it. So wrapping up, I think Thursday night. Who played Thursday night?
A lot.
It was Thanksgiving.
First game was Green Bay and Detroit. And
no,
then you had,
it was Detroit and the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then you had the Giants and Cowgirls.
Yeah. Cowboys.
And who's the last? Who's the
Vikings? Pats.
Yeah, they shouldn't have, but they did.
That's the Viking season right there, and it's at its best. The Bills.
Yeah, I mean, was that a touchdown? Do we have 5 yeses that was a touchdown?
The Hunter Henry catch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a touchdown.
Without a doubt. I mean, if that Travis Kelce one was a touchdown.
They pulled the Jesse James on him.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. Which if Hunter Henry was a superstar, that would have been a touchdown. It's just the simplicity of that. Travis Kelce's name is just massive. They love padding that man's stats.
I mean,
I'm going to be honest. I did not watch one game this week. I even missed the Packer game. I haven't done that in like a decade.
It's good. You should have missed it.
Acting like a Packer fan again. Okay.
I had a flight. I scheduled a flight right during the game, and Josh was texting me every 30 seconds, updating me.
It's a good friend right there.
That's loyalty.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Did my best.
Jesus.
Funny story, real quick. I was on the airplane, and there was a kid behind me, and I needed a couple more points from Kenneth Walker to win my match. And Seattle was playing the Raiders, and I know the Raiders got the ball first in overtime. And I was like, okay, cool. They'll probably go 3 and out, punt the ball. Walker will get a few touches, get me a couple more points. This kid jumps up right as the plane's about to take off and goes, 85-yard touchdown, Josh Jacobs. And his mom goes, wow, no one cares. Sit down. And that's how I found out.
That was a sweet run.
I want to point out
That man
I
put
saw
up
it after.
48 points, bro. That's insane.
that's my goat right there.
No, don't call him the guy. I'm looking at that literally right now.
Yeah,
We were
I mean,
talking about that too.
name anybody else
called him
that's
the
put up
goat.
300 points or 300 yards.
He didn't.
Oh, he didn't? He put up 220 rushing yards and 80 plus receiving yards, but the man didn't put up 300 total yards yesterday.
No, he only put up 74.
Did he only put up
Oh, he
70?
did.
He put up 80.
Yeah, he did. He put
Yeah.
up 303, 74, and 229.
Insane.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
just
he's the GOAT. The greatest to ever do it.
I don't know about that. Crazy thing is though, that did put him into the number 2 position in PPR
Yeah.
rankings for running backs and number 1 in
It's awesome.
standard leagues.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Who's number 1? Is it
Austin
Saquon
Eckler.
or Derek?
Eckler.
Oh,
In-
Austin,
in
wow.
player-
Clearly
yeah,
Saquon.
In PPR, it's Eckler.
Yeah.
Derek's 3.
Yeah, that man's crazy.
Dude, you know who's an absolute chump?
Who?
Alex is going to love this one. Nicholas Jamal Chubb, dude.
Dude, no, the curse is lifted.
Well, you got 20 plus.
That's yeah. I mean, you give the guy 20 plus touches and we're 4-0 this year. 5-0. No, 4-0. 4-0. Yeah. Every game we've
I
won.
feel like he's going to regress a bit
No, he's
just because
not.
Deshaun's coming back.
Mm-mm.
Deshaun.
No.
He's not going to get the same touches.
No, you just got it. They'll lean on him early, establish a run game, and now they're able to pass it more. And now it's going to open up his ability to run even more or catch passes too. So it'll be interesting.
I feel like tagging on with Alex, it's because they'll actually be in games, which then usually not when they have a competent quarterback. And so
And
the
that's
game
the-
script will allow them to run the football, which they haven't
Okay,
had.
that's fair.
I think the biggest discrepancy like Browns fans have with Kevin Stefanski is the amount of touches Nick Chubb gets, especially in the second half. He'll get 10 touches in the first half and put up 90 yards. And we're like, wow, he's got 9 yards a carry. And why are we deviating from that? It's because our defense makes it that we're down 2-3 scores and we have to air the ball out to try to catch up. So yeah, I think Deshaun coming back, and I don't know if Deshaun coming back is going to keep us in games because our defense is still bad, but I have a lot more confidence in him to be able to air it out and keep the offense in games with the other team, just because he's clearly Deshaun Watson has been, he led the league in passing yards right in 2020,
I believe so.
or is it 2019?
It's
Yeah, he-
One of
he's
them.
up there.
The guy can sling it, and he hasn't done it with that great of receivers other than D-Hop when he was there. So, but yeah, I believe Deshaun coming back will actually help Nick Chubb. So just the fact that he's going to get, another 10, 15 touches in the second half. So be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see that. I'll definitely be watching that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're ecstatic for
Wanna-
the Texans.
I can't believe it's
Mhm.
like, I saw your guys' text. I can't believe it's not a primetime game. Like, that's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you like good TV ratings? You like drama?
What is he gonna
check
get? Is he gonna get a massage on the field? Is that the drama
Hey,
you're
whoa,
talking
whoa,
about?
whoa.
Or
No,
like,
they're gonna throw beer bottles at him. They're
Relax.
gonna-
No,
Well,
I
they
don't think
pull-
anyone's gonna throw beer bottles at him.
yeah, they'll throw
Oh, they will.
massage
Houston
foams.
fans
They'll throw
hate
like
it, bro.
massage guns.
That'll be funny.
Like-
Throw some Theraguns at him on the
Yeah.
field. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that.
That's a heavy, expensive toss. I think like a
That's-
foam ball would be like
Yeah.
much better of an approach.
So,
But
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Am I excited to root for him? No. But
Hell yeah,
I'm excited
dude.
to see the Browns maybe win some games.
let's
Let's go 6-0 and make the playoffs.
You sound like a
I
Packers
think
fan
you
right
guys
now.
will be good next year. No, we're dead. Like I'm gonna admit it. I saw we have a 2.5% chance of making the playoffs. I think we start Jordan Love. Honestly, I don't see the point in playing Rodgers anymore. Let's see what we have in Jordan.
Make the guy
And if he's
retire.
good, we trade him. No, not that.
Aaron's gonna play.
Jordan. No, I mean I want Aaron to play for the game I go to, but I think like the good decision for the team is to play J-Lo, and if he's good, you can trade him, or you trade. Whoa, Alex.
Baker was not happy for that one.
It may be a good decision, but never. Aaron Rodgers would never sit if he didn't have to.
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
it pissed him off.
Cut him.
No, I get what you're
Cut
saying,
him.
and it would piss him
Put
off.
him on the practice squad.
But he just wouldn't do it. That's just the kind of heart he has, you know.
Yeah,
Like
how's
he's not
his
going
thumb
to sit
doing?
out if he can't, doesn't have to.
He said
It's-
he wanted
I
to kill the
mean-
Bears again, so
He said it's fine.
I hope he jams his thumb.
he already did.
No,
You
he
better-
broke it.
You better watch out because your quarterback walks on eggshells. He could snap something. at
Yeah, I
you.
was about to say. I hope Justin
You
Fields.
better
gets-
not wish pain upon another's.
Yeah, he better look both ways when crossing the street.
What is a dude gonna run up on him, bro? He's in Chicago. It's not like he's walking in Green Bay.
Yeah, you better just stay away from 63rd.
I heard Green Bay people are too nice to do anything.
Fields would solve if
Josh, you've been there.
the Bears won.
What's that?
Fields would solve crime rates in Chicago.
I said Green Bay fans are too nice to do anything.
Yeah,
that's true.
they probably hand him a bunch of cheese, try to fatten him up that way, like they did Eddie Lacy.
Hey Josh, real quick question for you. So I'm going up to Lambeau for the Monday night game against the Rams in a few weeks. Is it true that you have to park in like some random person's front yard?
Yes, that is true. Or you can like
Interesting.
all the businesses around it, like all the restaurants, all the, you know, like GameStop. I mean, literally anything they sell parking tickets as well.
GameStop.
Good enough.
Like literally just any store.
Hey,
is what I mean.
GameStop
Like,
got canceled or whatever now.
I think I parked at like a Dollar General or something that was nearby or something.
Hell yeah, the
I don't
Dollar
even know what it
General.
was. America Staple.
You guys
right
got
there.
a lot of Dollar Generals up there because that's like an Ohio thing.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of them. You know, there's one in every town.
We got like 3.
Yeah.
Didn't know this was
Usually in more rural areas, they'll put them more. There's a few by me here in North Carolina.
all right. Well, let's try to get
Well,
this to some fantasy football. Yeah.
Yeah, let's segue into a segment. Why don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about. I'm gonna throw up some information. I'm gonna share the screen, and I'm gonna show you guys what we're cooking up with on the Excel. And I'll show you, and I'll kind of explain kind of the information. Can you guys see the Excel?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So if we look at these numbers, I'll kind of explain it to the viewers. So week 1, week 11 was our first week actually kind of going through this boom and bust, and so. Like last week, for example, I had Allen Robinson on the boom, and he did solid, but nothing that we would consider a boom or a bust. And so that's what's indicated in this little section right over here. The only person who predicted something correct was, I believe, Jason, which was his boom on Treylon Burks. And then, well, he also predicted a bust that ended up being a boom. But that's kind of an explanation. And then same thing with the waiver wire picks. We ranked it by position, and so Jason had the best waiver wire pickup with Jimmy G, and then I was right behind him, and then Josh, and then Alex. And then so for this last week, we all had our predictions for our booms and busts, and as you can see, none of us really hit on that. Nobody really guessed out of the threshold of what we would consider a boom or a bust. The only person who was wrong was me, because I said Josh Allen would bust because I was pissed off that he threw my last week of fantasy and he proceeded to boom. So,
Are you bitter about the guillotine? Was that what that
oh
was
fuck
about?
yeah! When the man put up a 9 spot for me last week, or in my last week of guillotine, I was a little upset. And then he comes back with a 30 bomb, and I was like, you could have like done that last week. But anywho, moving on. Rankings for our for our waiver wire pickups, Jason did lead again with Jimmy G just because the quarterback is an overpowered position to choose at waiver wire since only 32 of them play. But anywho,
Yeah,
we might want to like put a stipulation on
system.
that. No more QB picks for the
Yeah.
waiver wire.
yeah, we kind of
Alright, so
have.
this week I'm my waiver is gonna be Mike White.
Okay, thank you for jumping the gun and also saying another quarterback as a sarcastic remark. But anywho, moving on.
Kid's on fire.
All right, so Jason technically was number 1 with his 22nd position, Jimmy G, and then Lat Murray, Cade got 2. We're gonna call it first because in the percentage of actually starting running backs, it's much higher than what Jason had. But he definitely beat out me and Josh. Elijah Mitchell would have done well if he didn't get injured halfway through the game, and Sky Moore was just a bold prediction that just did not pan out. So that was kind of the description and kind of the walkthrough for the week. And we'll do a similar segment for each of the upcoming weeks, but I'll make sure to throw some kind of more cool looking graphs for the future. But I really don't know how we're going to kind of go about it. So if anybody has any suggestions or comments to what we could possibly do regarding that, what'd you say?
You should make a slideshow.
Yeah, I have an idea.
PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
not. Yeah, that's a
Just
good
click
idea.
through it.
Probably we're not doing that. I know that for sure. Jason, what's your thoughts?
I was gonna say maybe not for this segment specifically, but we should start doing ranking videos, and we can do like have you seen those tier?
Yeah.
The tier lists that a lot of YouTubers use. We can use one of those.
Yeah, I could probably figure out like getting all the top running backs and get the tier thing, the S through F kind of thing, and we could probably do that next week. And we'll do it. We'll do it for I feel like running back would be a good position for our group or likes, or we could start off with QB and then work our way down skill players after that. What are the thoughts?
good.
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Should we
what
recap last week?
yes. If we want to we'll do a fantasy recap. So I'm gonna stop sharing and then we'll get back to what we're doing. So let's do fantasy recap regarding like the big performers and the underachievers for last week. And I'm gonna start off.
You want to start with Josh Jacobs?
Yes,
I
my
got one too.
my new proclaimed goat. He it seems to be opposed by many, but the man did put over 300 total
Hottest
yards.
take known to man.
It's fine, can't be liked by everybody. Anyhow, man goes off for an 85-yard
Top 10
touchdown.
now.
What'd you say? He's definitely top 10. He's not the best in the league. It's just he put up a 48 spot last week in fantasy, and you just can't be nothing more than excited for that man. It seems that he's actually working for that contract to stay in Oakland, which kind of sucks for him because it's Oakland. But after they fire
Vegas.
yeah. Oh, you're right. It is Vegas. After they fire McDaniels, they'll probably have a turnaround season next year. So I can only see that improving for the future. But I'll
What
pass
do you
on.
think they do with Derek Carr? Anything?
I honestly don't think Derek Carr is a bad quarterback. I think the schemage is stupid. I think the decision making is awful. Like I think the coaching there has I'm not gonna say like it plays a complete role in their failure, but I feel like they're not handing the complete keys to Derek Carr. And I can't blame him to a full extent, but I feel like Derek Carr is capable enough of leading that team. But it does feel like teams are just doubling up on Devontae Adams. And so, Mac Hollins is getting open. But I haven't seen Hunter Renfrow this entire year. Do you guys know if he's injured?
He got hurt.
Did he get hurt?
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was going to say, I felt like even when he was healthy, for whatever short
Yeah.
stint that was, he wasn't getting
Williams.
targeted. It was like Mac Hollins
Yeah,
the
he did
entire
nothing.
time. So it's like I'm a little confused on that, but it kind of makes sense why Josh Jacobs has a larger role off of that.
Yeah.
But I'll pass it on to Alex to get his.
My superstar this week was my boy Miles Sanders, who I just acquired for a trade for this week. Put up a nice little
Great.
31 piece for me. I mean, 2 touchdowns were huge. I needed that because of that. I beat Dak, so who's not here for me to shit talk, which kind of sucks. But yeah, no, him and Sanders and Chris Godwin were huge for me this week. They put up a 60 combined between the two of them, and I got them in the exact same trade. So
what was that trade?
It was with Evan. What did I send away? Let me look. I got it right here. I sent. It was 2 pieces. Amon Ra and Damian Pierce. So Amon Ra goes off for whatever, but
27. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even know what Damian Pierce did. I don't think it was too much.
He busted.
Yeah, it wasn't any. Let me look this up because I didn't even
Like
look
3
at
or 4 points or something.
I didn't know he went off for that little.
Oh,
yeah,
4.6. What a steal for me. I mean, that's
he's been having a bunch of bad weeks.
60. Yeah, I
he
mean,
hasn't scored over 10 in
back.
the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, back to what he did at the beginning of the year, 4.9 again. So, but yeah, no, that was a good trade. So, yeah, those 2 were my saving grace this week against Dak. So, hopefully, I ruined his chances of making the playoffs, but we'll probably never talk about it.
We'll never get to hear it from his perspective on this podcast, unfortunately.
We're never gonna get to hear it.
I just want to throw out there for anybody who may be listening. I called Dak earlier, right before, and dude just didn't answer, nor did he respond. So I'm gonna make it here. And first, Dakota, if you are here, I don't really think you should show up next week anyway. There's no point of having a man who won't show up. So it's probably just gonna be us 5 for moving on. So Jay, take it over.
There's 2 of me.
Yeah, we got 6. Don't forget about Jay's phone.
Don't forget about Jay. Yeah.
His phone needs some love.
How do we remove that? Is there a way to remove that picture of my phone and then
No.
It just looks stupid.
What are you talking about?
So.
We can only see the little icon at the top of your phone talking.
As you can hide non-video participants.
Yeah, I already have it hidden, so you guys don't.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's my view. My view is just a giant phone number.
Yeah, I already have it removed, so don't even stress
Appreciate
it.
That.
Don't mention it, man. Jay, let's hear you go. Yeah, let's hear the big guys from your team.
I thought we were just saying superstar in general.
You can.
Is it for my team or?
Okay,
so for my team, so in general, I'm going to go Justin Jefferson. He had, I want to say 29, 9 catches, 139 for a touchdown. I'm not ready to say that he's the top receiver in the league. I still think that belongs to either Tyreek or Devontae.
Diggs.
But I think Jefferson's probably number 3. I think Diggs is top 5. But I think Jefferson, Josh, I think he said he was the best a few weeks ago. You said he's number 2 behind Devontae. I'm going to say he's top 3.
Yeah.
Why do you think Diggs is not top 1?
Okay, and then for my team, last week, I'm going to go.
I need to know.
Alex asked you a question, and you proceeded to completely ignore it. So
why do you?
What was the question? I haven't heard.
Why do you think Diggs is not top 1?
He is in fantasy, but not in football.
He's not top 1 in fantasy. I don't think
he is top 1 in both standard and PPR.
Well, I think fantasy is different from real football. That's why I call it fantasy.
Yeah.
But I would.
That's a good point.
Valid point.
I still think that
I got 4 guys ahead of him. I got Tyreek because I think Tyreek just his value to any team is probably the most of any non-quarterback in the league, just because he takes over. He goes over the top. You know what he does. He's got the speed. It causes him to back up, opens up the run game. And then Devontae, for obvious reasons. I think Cooper Kupp, and maybe he's not a better receiver, but in the scheme he's in, he is better right now, and he puts up better numbers. And then I think Jefferson has passed up Diggs maybe just by a little bit. And the only other guy, is it Breeze?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're doing great in talking, but your face isn't moving, so it's kind of a weird aesthetic we got going
here.
Yeah, I know,
it's weird. Yeah, and then the only other guy, I don't think he's better than Diggs, but I think he's going to pass him soon, is probably Jamar.
Diggs is, I feel like, to kind of fight as devil's advocate.
I'm going to rejoin. Hold on.
Diggs, he, in the last 2 weeks, it feels like he's getting a lot more double teams and a lot more double coverage on top of him, as like all these other superstars have been getting. So I feel like you can't really. I feel like it's hard to distinguish the top 5. Truth be told, like I feel like they all bring their own. Diggs is a phenomenal route runner, same as Devontae
I think
Adams.
Sears is better.
Gonna say Devontae Adams over Jamar Chase, in my opinion.
Oh, well over.
I only
Yeah.
think Tyreek's better than Diggs, personally.
Devontae is
Everybody
still
else
better.
is very close, but
Devontae is still
Yeah,
better,
I think Tyreek's
unfortunately.
better.
I think honestly, Devontae's the best receiver in the league. I do agree with Jason,
Same
like
with
that
Tyreek.
Tyreek brings a lot of value to a team, but as far as pure receiver goes, Devontae's definitely the best receiver, if
Agreed.
you ask me.
And then only other thing I was going to mention my superstar of the week on my team, Chris Godwin. He had the best game of his season so far. 12 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. He had 29 PPR points. Man's been going off. He's my wide receiver number 2, and I almost traded him. So happy I kept him, and we'll see what he does the rest of the year. It seems like Tampa Bay is. Actually, no, they're not heating up. I was going to say they are, but they
They
just lost to the
lost.
Browns.
Yeah.
They're still going to win
Godwin's
that division,
heating up.
though.
Jay, is your video loaded for you?
You guys are moving, but I'm not. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't see anything for your video.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
phone
you know what, I'm just
logo
gonna-
thing to me.
I'm just gonna join through my phone, like video. So I'm back.
Sure. Josh, if you want to take it over, talk about some superstars of the week and then your superstar.
Well, I had Josh Jacobs, so that's pretty cut and dry right there. And then I also had Amon Ra. He did pretty well, but we've already talked about them. Let's see. Stevenson, he did all right, 20 points. I mean, that's about what he gets every week, you know.
You guys
But
hear me
as
now?
far, yeah, no, we cannot see you.
I can. Oh, well, I could.
Oh.
No, I can.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're good. But other than that, I didn't really have any other superstars on my team. Overall, though, I mean, Eckler put up a good game, 30 points. I don't know. Keenan Allen only had 15 points, but I was watching that game. He had some nice catches, and I think he's going to be better going into these next few weeks, or at least I really hope so. And let me see here. Tony Pollard had a flop week. I was so disappointed by that. I pretty much lost my fantasy because of him. But yeah, as far as superstars on my team, it was pretty cut and dry with Josh Jacobs and Amon Ra. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that, really.
Solid. Gators.
I guess a couple guys for me to highlight. I guess I'll just go off of my team. I think most of the biggest stars of the week covered. So from my team, I mean, James Conner with 25 carries and 120 yards on the ground. Pretty good performance. A lot of action there. I had Adam Thielen on the bench this week with 9 out of 10 for receptions, 61 yards and a touchdown. 21 points left on the bench there, but a good week for him. Josh Allen, as I think Austin was upset about earlier in the podcast, Josh Allen put up a nice 30 points and did kind of Josh Allen things. One I think that was actually really interesting is like Ramondre Stevenson. He had 9 out of 10 receptions, 76 yards as a running back, giving him 20 points PPR running back right there for this week.
Yeah,
And
he's
as well
one of
as-
the better receiving backs, if you ask me, in the league.
Yeah, Stevenson and Eckler with a lot of receptions this week. So I thought those are interesting players to note. Kind of want to tag on to that. 2 guys that kind of slipped under the radar but fit the real high in the PPR were Rachaad White and DK Metcalf. Rachaad White had a total of maybe I think he had a total of 109 yards, 65 on the ground, or 64 on the ground through 14 carries, and 9 for 9 receiving for 45 yards with 19.9 fantasy points.
Tom Brady special.
Yeah, just toss it. And he's a guy, if Lenny is like, with Lenny being kind of iffy and or coming back, he's still going to be a surefire guy to like keep in your flex. But DK is another guy. He had 11 receptions, 11 for 15. To get targeted 15 times, that's something, a great indicator for DK. And then 90 yards, but he had 20 total points in PBR. So it was like, I was ecstatic to see that since he was on my team. But moving off of that, let's kind of move into our little segment of
Josh, a little comfortable there. Leaning back.
Josh is enjoying the atmosphere right now. He's just leaning back, relaxing. We're not here to ostracize his relaxation. But anyhow,
that's why I said it. You look good.
We'll talk about our waiver wires for this. We'll talk about our waiver wires for this upcoming week. I'm going to go in reverse order. So, Cade, are you ready to talk about your waiver wire?
Yeah, my pick for this week is going to be Corey Davis with the Jets as a waiver wire pickup. I was kind of looking around, trying to figure out his roster percentage. I kept seeing different numbers, but I think in just most regular leagues, he's kind of in like the 19 to 25% in the roster area. Goes up against Minnesota this next week. He didn't do very much this last Sunday, but he just came back off the injury for being out from, I think, almost 5 weeks. And I think he was in those first 7 weeks is a pretty important part of their offense. And I'll just be curious to see how he works with Mike White, as that's become a new situation. I think they might go to him as he's going to be coming back and be more involved. I think they'll go to him as he was probably a big part of their receiving core. And I think he'll have a good week, and it'll be a good pickup to have on your team.
I like it.
Yeah. Josh, follow it up.
So I'm thinking Van Jefferson with the recent loss of Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp. I mean, what is he? I think he's wide receiver 1 now, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, there's not much there to begin with.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that offense isn't very good, but I think he's definitely a decent pickup in the waivers, especially if you're in a deeper league and you're lacking a wide receiver. And but my second one is also what is it? The Vegas tight end Moreau. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a decent. Moreau. I mean, we've talked about it before. Tight end's a pretty lacking position right now. There's only a few good ones, so I think if you're in need of a tight end, he could be a decent pick.
Before we pass this to Jason, I want to talk about how we praised Cade last week for Juwan Johnson, and I think he put up a fat donut this week.
Goose egg. I put him on my team too, you dog.
He was phenomenal until that last week.
I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
It was so funny.
I have the worst luck with tight end. I picked up Cole Kmet after he had 2 of those 20-point games, and then he's just
puts up 6
bricks.
Yeah. That's funny. That was common.
No luck at tight end for me, man.
Jay, you can take it over.
So I got 2 guys, but I can pick one if you want. I'm gonna do one and then I'll mention the other one. So we're doing guys under 50% rostered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So surprisingly, I don't know if many people knew this, but I'm gonna take Mr. Happy Ending. He's only rostered in 43% of leagues, and he's coming back this week against Houston. 43% of leagues he's rostered in. That's it.
Jay, we're not taking that one. You're not taking a quarterback again. I'm against that.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm talking about the advice. This is about the fans. Yeah. It's not about me winning any competition. Go pick up Deshaun Watson. He was a top 5 fantasy quarterback the last 2 years in a row that he played. What?
Did we say no QBs?
Yeah, that's what I said, but he's just doing this as advice, not so much of the league.
Okay, this isn't your waiver pick.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'm like, wait.
No.
I'm gonna axe this shit right now.
Yeah, I already did, so don't worry about it.
But no, if we're just talking about guys in general, and we're not talking about quarter. I mean, I said quarterback was Deshaun, but I think that's more of an obvious one. But if I'm taking any position, then I'm probably gonna go with. I like Hayden Hurst. I don't know how rostered he is right now. I'm actually gonna check that. Give me 1 second.
There's no way it's
Um,
under 80% with how tight
so
ends are.
it's at he's at 59. So it's not amazing, but he's still available in 41% of leagues, and he's averaging right now. He's the eighth ranked tight end. So if you need a tight end, I'm gonna say Hayden Hurst.
It's actually a good one. And it wasn't a quarterback, so I'm actually excited.
Kind of wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah, well, we'll move on
I
from
did
it.
give 2, but I'd like mine to go down as Allen Robinson. Just saying.
No, Van Jefferson.
Van Jefferson. You
Or
do not
Van
want to be.
Allen Robinson's out.
You do not want Allen
Put it
Robinson.
down. He said Robinson. Put that down. All right. For me, I hate to do this because I hate like picking somebody when they just had a big week, but they've been trending. I'm gonna go Zay Jones. He had a pretty good week. He's only rostered in I think 38% of leagues too. So I mean he's available in a lot out there. But yeah, he went off, and that offense looks good. I don't know if they're gonna have ETN this week, but I don't know. Trevor Lawrence might just start airing it out to everybody down there. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go. Yeah.
You would have loved I want to say it was my waiver wire pickup last week. I said Donovan Peoples-Jones.
EPJ.
He didn't. I would have loved to see him do a lot better last week, but he was okay, right? What did he go off for? 3.6.
Honestly,
Yeah. So, but I did I say DPJ? Like for against Buffalo game? Didn't I say DPJ? No,
feel like
I
you
said
did.
Nick Chubb, and then
Mhm.
we talked about it already.
Mm.
And then I was at work, and I was like, Donovan's probably going to go off this week in 17.10. So, but yeah, he's starting to look good. I mean, he's consistent this year, which I love to see, and he's on the field for damn near every single snap, almost. So, like, I mean, the opportunities are there for him. This year he's got 593 yards. Last year he had 597. So
It's a great step forward. But I'm kind of
Mhm.
bummed out. Jay did, or you just said Zay Jones, right?
yes, were you gonna go Zay Jones?
I had Zay Jones. I had 3 guys. Zay Jones was one of them. I am on the fence about Jermichael Hasty just because of the fact that I don't know how Travis Etienne's injury looks.
Mhm.
So, in my personal advice, I think Mac Hollins is a great guy to pick up. He's only rostered in 31% of the leagues. And I think that him being like their decided number 2, I feel like with Devontae getting so much pressure on double teams, if they're not looking for Josh Jacobs, he's kind of their guy. And he's been fairly consistent. I think he's put up, I'll count it out to you guys. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games over 10 points this year. And the last 2 have been 16 and 11. I think he's a solid choice. And he's been a guy who, he's a sleeper in the waiver. And then I always love preaching Pacheco, but we'll talk about that guy later on. But yeah, Mac Hollins is my guy for the week.
So Austin,
Respect
question
it.
for you.
What's up?
Specifically. So I have DeAndre Hopkins this week on a bye. Who would you start out of Claypool, Zay Jones, and Mac Hollins, and Van Jefferson?
Let's
Yes.
open that up to everybody. But Van Jefferson and Claypool, personally, I would kind of keep out unless we hear more about Justin Fields in this upcoming week. And then Van Jefferson's kind of in an iffy offense with a quarterback that is just not distinguished at all. He looks like he's more of a running back more so than a quarterback. So between Zay Jones and Mac Hollins, whose matchups? Who's Jacksonville playing and who the Raiders playing? I think the Raiders are playing the Chargers.
Zay Jones, the Raiders are playing
The
They're
Chargers.
playing the Chargers.
Lions.
Oh, hell yeah. Start Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're gonna play
The Lions, I think the Jags will have their first actual offensive explosive week. Even though the Detroit's actually look stronger, they just gave up 28 against Buffalo.
Their offense looked good last week against the Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah, against the Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not a bad defense to beat up defense, but it's still not a bad defense. So they're gonna go up against arguably the worst defense in the NFL.
There's a chance Stafford comes back this week.
Is there? Stafford was what, under concussion protocol?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like it's at the point of like, do they even want to put him back in because their season's kind of already in shambles? Do they just want to keep him for next season? That's kind of a story in of itself. What's our thoughts on that? Let's pass that around. What do you say?
He wants to retire. I was hearing rumors that he might want to retire because he's had too many concussions. Like that's a real story.
I think taking the Andrew
He's made
Luck
his money.
approach is
He's won his
good.
ring.
Yeah. But what would that do to the Rams? Because I bet you Aaron Donald, like, yeah, he still has. I think he signed a 3-year last year, right?
Trade request in the offseason, 100%.
I don't think it was a real 3-year though. I think it was like more of a 1 year or 2 year, and then they put out a bunch of dead cap, like pushing it down in the future. So it's like a fake contract, I guess. That's what a lot of teams are doing.
Gotcha.
I don't know much about
Kind of
that
like
contract.
Rodgers signed Josh, a 4-year, but it's like really it's a 1, a 2, and a 1.
Yeah.
So if Rodgers comes back this next year, he's back for 2 years. I know that makes you happy, Austin.
It does. He's glorified old man now, so
He's still icy.
yeah. I hope he ices
Still
his
got
thumb.
Still got about 20 touchdowns or something.
And what, like 7 interceptions? Maybe even coming up on
Worse.
10.
I think 8.
I think it was like
No.
11, actually.
8 or 9, I think.
And he's got Mitch
Horrible.
Trubisky TD interception stats.
That's my boy.
Only about half of them are his fault.
That's your boy.
Northeast Ohio native.
I have a question for Cade specifically. All right,
What's up?
just because I feel like Cade, definitely a Pittsburgh fan, but you're more of a baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many receivers can you name on the Packers? I feel like you're more than a casual football fan, but I'm just curious. I'm always been curious what the casual football fan knows of how many receivers on the Packers.
For the
There's a bunch of
Packers,
no-names. Yeah.
I mean, Lazard, Watson, Randall Cobb. Do you have Sammy
Romeo
Watkins?
Dobbs. You do
So
have
he
Sammy
named like
Watkins.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah, I got you, Packers.
See, Ted knows. All right, because if I ask like any, I mean, I think you're more than casual as a football fan. But if I ask like any casual football fan, I think they'd only know Watson right now.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I'd probably Lazard. I'd say Lazard has been just a name
Yeah,
that's
you name-
popular.
The only one you miss, I guess, is like Dobbs, but you name everybody. But Dobbs isn't really known.
He's
Yeah.
Boy
injured.
Romeo.
He hasn't been a factor too much, so
Not since earlier on.
yeah.
Sammy Watkins has done nothing.
Yep.
That's
What do you guys think of Pickens?
NFL young
Joe
boy.
Burrow.
He's going
I
to be a
think he's
beast.
a real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, better
he-
than Joe Burrow. That's all that matters.
Even after seeing Watson these past few weeks, I still wish we got Pickens.
Really,
Pickens looks
I don't know
good.
about that.
I still wish we got Pickens. Pickens
it's
is going to be
close.
like the next Diggs or something. And Watson's going to be
Oh, wait,
like,
did we say Pickens? I thought we said Pickett.
Pickens.
My bad.
yeah, Pickens.
Either one.
They're both going to be good.
Yeah.
You talking
I
about
think the
small
future's
hands?
bright for Pittsburgh.
Who
You know
said
who
that?
Pickens
I did.
we have is
Small
a-
hands.
Yeah. Hey, don't talk shit about the man's hand size.
I was gonna say George Pickens reminds me of Alshon Jeffrey.
I don't remember Alshon
That's
Jeffrey
small.
coming in just when he's on draft day, just sitting there with the fucking ski mask on.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like similar style. You know, he's more of a George
They're
Pickens
dogs.
6'5".
Dude, he's
6'5".
Slim Reaper.
Jeez, he's 6'5", 199.
Yeah, he's a Slim Reaper. He's like me.
What was Alshon like?
That might be your
6'1".
exact stats right there, Austin.
6'5", 199. If I was 6'9", 199, I'd be league bound somewhere. And it
No,
would.
you wouldn't.
Yes, I
No,
would.
you wouldn't.
My
You're
ass
too
would
unathletic.
You're the
You're too
most
unathletic. You ain't going
unathletic,
nowhere.
goofiest motherfucker, bro. What are you talking about?
You ain't going nowhere.
Bro, what's mind blowing is I'm not even unathletic. That's why it's like.
It's a benefit that you're at like 180, 185 right now. You were at 200, you'd be immobile.
To be fair, I will say, I hate to say this, but Austin's got to be one of the most athletic people I know if we're talking about multiple sports. That dude never played football in his life. And
Sure.
I remember he joined the team like once and he just went out there. He's like awesome dudes. So, and then,
That's fair.
you know, he's like,
I
he's
could have
not
done
really-
that.
Okay,
No,
George, Dad, calm down.
Like Austin's got no work ethic comes to sports, but
That's
he's
facts.
got like natural abilities.
I'm kind of just talented. But the
Got
fact
the juice.
that I'm unathletic is just not a fact. If we ran 2-on-2s or just simply 1-on-1s ever, I would cook every single one of you except for Jason.
Wouldn't
Hands
cook me.
down. I would
Wouldn't
saute
cook me.
your ass, dude. It
No.
wouldn't even be funny.
No
if
chance.
he throws a ball anywhere over 8 feet, I'm tapping your head on the way down with the football. Like, that is a promise.
No
That is
chance.
a promise. But anywho, I'm glad we touched on that just a little bit. But
Someone's still got a waiver wire, don't they?
No, we all gave them.
yeah, we all gave a waiver
Yeah.
wire. But let's go into our boom and bust. I think this week is going to be quite interesting since I've done little to no research for this upcoming week. So you're ready to hear some on the fly predictions right now.
All right,
So-
I'll give you some time to get your predictions ready.
Hell yeah.
I'll lead us off here with my boom and bust of the week. I went with Wilson and Wilson. Garrett Wilson for my boom and Jeff Wilson for my bust. So Garrett Wilson coming off a big week. Got Mike White at QB. He had 2 touchdowns. He's going up against the 29th ranked pass defense. Mike White in there. Expect him to have another big week. Book it now. If you're a betting man, bet. And then my boy, I hate to do this to Jeff Wilson, just not seeing a good week for him. He's going up against the number 1 rush defense in the league. His production's gone down over the last 2 weeks, and he only been seeing about 60% of the snaps. So only in there for about half the offensive plays. So not really feeling it this week for him.
Why'd you
Not even against his
speak like
former
a...
team.
Yeah, that's facts. But why'd you speak like a sports announcer when you started that? Like, you spoke in a completely different tone than I've ever heard you speak.
That's
went.
That's just
full,
what
like,
I mean.
He's putting on.
Yeah.
Are we not like sports announcers right now, Austin?
We are, but like, if you want, like, I'll hand you my mic and you can speak a little formally as well. Like, I wasn't anticipating you to be like, okay, in this segment, guys, we're anticipating.
You
I
can just
thought
say you don't like. You can just say you don't like my picks. It's okay.
Oh, I think your picks are fine. I just thought it was an interesting
Thank
way
you.
of how you phrased and worded it. But anyhow, moving on to Jason.
Feel a little tension here, guys. We good?
No, we're good. Yeah.
I still need a head tapping with the football.
He's just upset that I called him unathletic.
Because it's not true. It's simply not true.
It's like a goofy athletic. I don't know how to describe it.
That's not true either.
It's true.
It's like,
You're gonna look all 4 of us in the eyes right now and say you're not one goofy motherfucker.
Okay,
Sorry, excuse me.
I'm not gonna disagree that I'm one goofy kid, but I promise you, I'm not unathletic. That is a fact. Concrete as concrete.
You are on like a tightrope of athleticism. You're borderline unathletic in an athletic way, if that makes sense.
I wish.
Anyways, Jason, let's hear your boom or bust for the weeks.
my boom of the week is gonna be Justin Fields. I predicted him to bust a few weeks ago, and that did not go good. He is going against the best defense in the NFL with Joe Barry in Green Bay, and I think he's going to have 1,000-yard rushing on them. If anybody watched that Sunday night game, Green Bay against Philly, I don't know what Green Bay's defense is thinking, but 3rd and 1, yeah, let's play the corners all the way back 20 yards where you can't even see them on the screen, and let's have Jalen Hurts run it. So Justin Fields, I think he's going to have 30 or more this week, and it's going to be mostly rushing. And then my bust of the week is going to be, I'm going to go with debating between two guys. Let's go Jalen Hurts. Let's go Jalen Hurts against that Tennessee defense. I think they're a very physical defense. They like to stop the run. That's the first thing they do. So he's going to have to throw the ball. And I don't think the Titans are the best defense, but they're physical and they're very disciplined and well coached. Unlike Vrabel. So I'm going to go my boom, Justin Fields, and my bust, Jalen Hurts, both of which are on my team. And I guess I'm going to have to put Fields in over Hurts right now then. I just all right.
Who wants to take it next?
I'll take it next. For my bust, I got Dalvin Cook. I think he is going to underperform once again this week. Playing a pretty hard defense. What's that? Sorry.
Jets? On the Jets?
Yeah, the Jets. Yeah. So I mean, they have a pretty good run defense, mostly pass defense, but they just got a good defense overall. And for my bust, I'm probably gonna go with Saquon Barkley. I don't know. Washington defense has been good, but I just don't. I think he's been on a decline here lately, and I think he's going to continue.
Josh, not to interrupt, but you just named two busts.
Boom is Dalvin Cook?
No, that's my bad. I was debating between two busts earlier, and I guess I just said both of them. My boom is going to be give me Keenan Allen. I know I chose him last week, and he didn't necessarily boom, but give me him again this week. Las Vegas defense is trash. I think he's going to go for at least 20, maybe 25.
So who's your bust then?
My bust is Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin.
Oh. Yeah. Appreciate that because my bust is Barkley.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, I was debating between them two.
So, yeah, I guess I'll go. Barkley is my bust. As you kind of said, Washington's defense is really good. And they're getting even better, in my opinion. They're a hot team right now. I think they shut down Barkley. I think he's projected 17 points. It'll be less than that. I think probably the 8 to 10 point range. Could be even worse. Who knows? And for my boom, I'm going to go Chris Olave. And
my boy Chris Olave?
Yeah. And he's projected 13 points going against Tampa Bay Monday night. I don't know why he's projected 13 points. It should be way higher than that, in my opinion.
Rookie.
I think that 13-point production is kind of a nice target for me to go for, especially for a boom too. So I think, he's going to go off at least 20 points. 20 plus.
The Browns had two receivers almost go for 100. So
yeah.
Finishing it off. Alex is going to love my boom. It's Nick Chubb. My boy. Texans couldn't guard the run if it was blessed upon him. I want to point out that
there's only one rush defense worse than the Browns.
Yeah. Before we continue this, there's a dashing photo of a gentleman at a basketball court. And as you can see, fitted up, nice ransom shirt, backwards hat, which means he gets buckets. There's just beautiful. Glad that the stream could see another to me on the screen at once. Anywho.
Yeah, I proved it. He's an athlete.
Wait, actually, move away from the screen for a sec. Throw that right back on. Throw that right back on. Yeah, I want to point out something to kind of defer for my own sake. Play devil's advocate against myself. If you look at the bottom of the screen, actually you can't see it. He's 100% wearing Vans right now, which tells you that he is.
When are you not wearing Vans?
Austin Special?
The Austin Special is he has no ankles
a pair
now.
Of Vans.
He has no ankles now because he makes hard stops in Vans in basketball. It fucking sucks, but still a hooper. Anyhow, Nick Chubb, my boom, versus the Texans. As Alex said, one of the worst run defenses in football. And with Deshaun Watson's new implementation, as long as Stefanski literally just doesn't try to throw the football the entire time with his new fucking asset,
this should be a run dominant game both ways, Damian Pierce and him and Nick Chubb. But
I'm not big on Damian Pierce. I'm sorry. I don't think he gets the passing volume.
I don't think so, but I think in that game versus the Browns, it's going to be like a run versus run, and he runs harder than anybody I know as of this year. So like, I think he does well, but that's not my boomer by any chance. But my bust this week is Mike White, and the Vikings defense isn't that stout, but I think that this first week was against the Bears, and like the Bears defense is the worst. I cannot proclaim anything beyond they are the worst in football by far this last 4 weeks. And so I think he had a great week because MetLife is a shit stadium. All our defensive players got injured on top of that. And he could just throw it, pitch and catch to a wide open receiver. But I think that the Vikings will actually put up a better defense this week, which they haven't done this entire year. But I think that they're gonna throw in trick plays that are gonna throw off Mike White, and it's gonna really kind of show you that Mike White truly isn't a starting caliber quarterback.
Speaking of shit fields, how do you guys feel about turf? I know there's a lot of beef out there right now. Turf.
Our friend Griff actually sent me a TikTok yesterday or this morning. It might have been. It was a great point. I wish I could play it on here, but it was that hit on. I think it was on Miles Sanders from they played Green Bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At like the 50, there was a lineman blocking, and because they were playing on an actual grass field, like his cleat didn't get stuck. But there's a guarantee if that's a turf field, that cleat stuck and career over.
Yeah.
For their, I think it was who's their left tackle?
It's not Lane Johnson. Eagles.
Yeah, it is Lane Johnson. Yep.
He's the right tackle.
That's the right tackle.
Yeah.
Or right tackle, sorry. I knew he was a tackle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just like his left knee got like it was just like a low, I don't even know why there's a low hit on it. But if like it was turf, his foot would have got, or his cleat would have got stuck 100%.
Is it Jordan Belada or whatever? Belada? It's like the young guy.
No, he was talking about it was the right tackle. It
was Lane Johnson. I just for some reason was thinking he was left tackle, but yeah, it was Lane Johnson. So that's just like every stadium should have real grass field, and there's only 3 that I can think of that wouldn't be able to do it because they're domes, and that would be Minnesota. I don't even know. There might be 4: Minnesota, Atlanta.
Ford,
and I'm not including Arizona because Arizona's field rolls out so they could roll that out and grow the grass outside and roll it back.
That's what they do. They do that every day.
Wait, do they have grass?
Yeah, but they roll it out.
Never mind.
They put it in.
But yeah, there's 3 teams that I don't know how they would be able to do it, but like Los Angeles' new stadium, it's a greenhouse. There's no reason why that shouldn't be a grass field. But a lot of players have been pushing for it this year, so I could see it happening.
Tennessee is about to go into a dome. That's going to be weird.
It's dumb. They have a decent stadium to begin with.
They live in a nice city.
Yeah, if anyone needs a new stadium, it's the Jaguars.
Chicago does too.
Same with Green Bay.
That one's just old.
Yeah. They renovate the inside, but that shit's old as shit.
Chicago.
The renovation Green Bay did was really good, I think.
Yeah, they added like more of the seats, right? Like 10,000 seats.
You can't get rid of Lambeau. That's like the Disneyland of football.
So is Soldier. So
yeah, Soldier's got some history.
It's been around once.
But they've pretty much gotten rid of all of it.
History of losing, or like what? Or just being around a while?
Hey, Chicago used to be a good team. There was a time where
done?
Chicago was a good team.
Okay, I'm just saying, like outside of the '85 Bears and Devin Hester, what are they?
Brian Urlacher, Walter Payton, and the '85 Bears. We could talk about the championships they won before we even thought of being existed, before our parents thought of being existed, before their parents were like actually in life.
I'm just saying, the whole time I've known
then.
you,
Like
the whole time I've known
grand
you,
scheme.
Your guys' biggest accomplishment was Devin Hester's opening kickoff in the Super Bowl that you lost.
That was the biggest accomplishment since I've been alive. The biggest accomplishment was us going 15-1 and having the best defense to touch foot on the planet.
Fair. Like,
Yeah,
I think
they've had the
other
elite
guy-
defenses. We've had the elite offenses.
Yeah, I think the only other guy that in here who could actually talk is Cade, because his organization's actually won a lot of 6 rings.
Yep, 6.
Yeah, I mean the Browns. I'm not even gonna go into that. Sorry, Alex, but you guys are on the up though, so it's okay. You guys are trending up. The
Hear
Bears
that
are
every
trending up.
year.
And Green Bay and Pittsburgh are trending down. So
We could talk about the history in Ohio. Canton's there. That's about it.
Yep.
I mean, we
Aren't
have
the Bengals-
four. We have 4 NFL championships, but unfortunately, they're not Super Bowls. So,
Yeah.
we've won. Just
Before
Nothing
modern
good.
time. Well, before it. I know how that feels.
it hurts.
Yeah, it does.
But hey,
Green
we're
Bay's got quite a few too.
like they said, we're on the up and up.
Yeah.
We say that every year,
You got
but
a
we're
new-
on it.
yeah,
We got a new masseuse.
Slowly but surely.
You need to relax on all that. That's in the past.
It's gonna be the present sooner than later.
Hopefully not. I'm
Dude,
trying to
I
win a
can't
Super
believe
Bowl.
that 10 of the
Yeah,
accusers
10
are
of the
going to
women
the
are
game.
gonna be there, bro.
That's sus if you ask
How
me.
is this not a primetime game?
They're either gonna do
It's 'cause
something.
they're trying to get in.
I
his
think they're
head.
gonna, bro. Watch them hold up signs that say like,
You
I
rate
mean,
me, or
you can
something.
only
Yeah,
imagine.
something
Yeah, you can only imagine.
This isn't my happy ending.
I bet some organization like paid for the tickets and are like, yeah, go there and make a fuss.
Yeah, bro,
Okay,
they got
I'm gonna-
settlements. They can pay for it themselves.
Okay, my bold prediction of the week is that at least one more lawsuit is going to come out against Deshaun before that game.
Before the game?
Before the game, I feel like Sunday morning we're going to hear of like
Yeah, I wouldn't be
32 new
surprised.
cases.
I
Like
wouldn't be
as he's
surprised.
walking on the field, they're going to say a bunch of new cases got let out.
They're gonna be like, he got me in the parking lot.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's
Three.
let's segue from that really quick. I'm curious with the trade deadline for some of us just ending yesterday or some coming up tomorrow. I'm curious who here made the biggest trade.
The biggest trade.
The
I got a good
biggest
one on
trade.
Jason.
I'm gonna.
I pulled a good one on Jason.
All right, Josh, what'd you get from Jay?
This was, I don't know what, towards like maybe
Week
week
2?
5, week 6 or
Within
something.
like I don't know the biggest
it's
trade of the
week 2, the
season.
one
Yeah,
with
biggest
Tyreek.
trade of the season. It doesn't have to be from the trade
Yeah.
deadline.
He gave me Tyreek and who else?
That was it. Tyreek.
Tyreek for Clyde and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. So
Jay,
basically, Tyreek.
I
for
hate to tell
CD.
you this. That's the dumbest trade I've ever heard.
Okay, let me justify the trade.
You got a lot.
knew-
You need a lot.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of
Okay,
supporting
let me
details to justify this.
Okay, so CD Lamb was looking like a top 10 receiver.
Wait, we're
and,
talking
he
about
was
you
looking
did
like
this in week 5.
no week 2. It was week 2. It was right after week 2.
Okay. Okay, so
Uh,
right before Dak got hurt. Okay.
After. No, this was week
Or-
1 was when Dak got hurt.
Yeah. So I'm not understanding this trade at all. even
Cooper
more
actually
now.
looked solid at that point in time,
Oh,
and CD
yeah,
was still.
Rush did look he looked decent.
Yeah, CeeDee's had a good year.
Yeah, yeah.
Jay, we're really enjoying what you're saying, but like nobody on Earth can hear it.
He can hear it. He's on Earth. Last I knew.
Anyhow,
Did you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
We're here, you know. Yeah. Not
Oh.
anymore.
Hey, can you hear me now?
yeah,
I'm back.
Yep.
welcome back.
Timer now.
What?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. I was like yelling. Can you guys hear me? Like 10
We
times.
can hear you. Yeah. We now we can. But before you were the only one that could.
Okay, so let me justify this.
I gotta know.
So it's like week 2 or 3, and Clyde was the second ranked running back in all of fantasy. CD was like top 10, and I had no running backs because I decided to do the old fat stupid 0 running back draft, which bit me in the ass because
In
my
a
running
PPR?
yeah, but my receivers were loaded. You can ask Austin. I had like 5 wide receiver 1s and 2s, but I had no quarterback, no running back. Anyways, that's beside the point. I had Tyreek, I had CeeDee Lamb, I had Cooper Cup,
Hopkins. But my running backs, my number one running back was Zeke. And I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So I was desperate for a running back. So I got the RB2 in all of fantasy at the time, or 4, whatever he was. And then I got CD, who was a top 10 receiver. Tyreek just came off a bad week. He had like 6 points. Everybody was saying Tua has a noodle arm. Jalen Waddle's going to take his reps. And I was like, okay, I just made a good deal. And I thought I was ripping Josh off. But in hindsight, it's CD Lamb for Tyreek Hill, and Tua looks like the MVP of the league.
I'm glad that you have accepted that was a bad trade.
Week 3,
week 3, you accepted it?
No, like 1 week after I literally accepted the trade, I realized like this was a bad idea.
Glad
let me Tyreek's been that guy.
Okay, let me talk about my trade of the year. So
let me hear it.
So that was my one bad trade, but I've made a lot of good trades because I was 2-4 and I'm 8-4 now. And you can ask Josh, I made like 6 trades in 1 week. And my team is pretty damn good now. I think my biggest move of the year was I traded for McCaffrey right before Cup got hurt. And right before McCaffrey got traded to San Fran. And
so
I
you
think
sent Cup out and got McCaffrey?
Yep, and then Cup got hurt like 2 weeks later. And McCaffrey got traded. I was talking to Austin, and I was like, should I trade for McCaffrey? I need a running back. And he's like, yeah, do it. 20 minutes later, traded to San Fran. And I was like, okay, worked out.
He's been kind of iffy these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but that's much better than
They
a guy
don't-
on the IR.
They don't give him the reps he deserves.
It's hard to
Yeah, but-
when you have to feed so many mouths.
Yeah, I mean, he went 17-17-8 after putting up that 40 bomb, but that was because he had a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, production is not there at all. 14, 7, 11 for carries. That's awful.
Yeah, they need to be giving him at least 15 a game.
It's hard to when they're splitting it with Elijah Mitchell. He just needs to get more
But
receptions.
why? He's a bum.
Elijah Mitchell's not a bad running back at all, and with
Elijah
Christian
Mitchell's
McCaffrey
not
being on the
good.
field, it makes it so that he's able to run much better.
I think they also need to get Christian McCaffrey involved in the passing game a
Wait,
little bit more.
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Elijah Mitchell out for the year?
He is now. He just got
He is
injured
now.
again.
Yeah, okay. I was just about to say, so going forward, these last couple weeks and then for the playoffs, he's gonna get production.
I got a trade.
Shoot away,
I think I
kid.
talked to,
I mean,
I
the
think I
last 3
talked about it
weeks, though,
earlier.
He's only seen 9 and 7
What was your trade, kid?
and 18.
It was kind of early on. It says September 27th. I don't know exactly what week that would have been, but I think I talked about it before. I sent over Mike Williams and Brees Hall and received Devontae Adams. And I think it was pretty early on, so Brees Hall was kind of on the uptrend. Got hurt, fortunately.
Did you say
for the guy I traded
fortunately?
with.
I was gonna say.
Unfortunately.
That's what made the trade so good.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
knew
about
that.
it.
Same as
Yeah,
Mike
and
Williams
then-
getting injured, but that
And
was
then Mike
fucked.
Williams also being injured and not doing much, and Devontae Adams being a arguably top 5 wide receiver all year. So I think that was a pretty good trade in my end.
That was
Worked out.
so funny. Fortunately, he
Yeah,
got
worked out.
injured.
Yeah.
Austin, let me hear yours.
You already know what mine is. Guillotine League, Week 6. A young man named J.K. Dobbins got sent out for a guy named Leonard Fournette. And, don't get me wrong, Lenny ended up slowly decaying, but J.K. for Lenny
That
was like the
dumbest
steal
trade
of
I've
my
ever
life.
seen.
I don't think you could have.
The fact that Elliot came into the shop and was like, I just got J.K. Downs for Leonard Fournette. I'm like, why?
I sat there and I was like, I feel like there's got to be a catch. I have to be missing something. Lenny must be like dying of some cancer or something. Like something had to have happened. And
You're
no,
like looking at this trade like, is there fab attached to this anywhere?
Yeah,
like
this-
the other day, Ryan made a trade with Caleb in the regular league and stole like $50 in fab from him.
yeah, I saw
Caleb
that.
didn't even know that was on the trade. He just hit accept because it was a 1-for-1 and he liked it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then Ryan like stole $50 fab from him or something like that.
But yeah, no, like I sit here JK for Lenny, and like yeah, I'm not alive in that league anymore, but that was the steal of life. And I don't trade that much. Like last week, I had a trade with Evan.
I trade too much.
Evan wanted or I wanted D Hop and Cam Akers for Isaiah Pacheco and and AJ Brown. And then I thought about it, and I was like, honestly, like Cam Akers is a bum, and D Hop's on a bye next week. Fuck it, I'm just gonna ride with what I got.
Who told you to draft D Hop in every league?
Oh, I mean, you did. I'm pretty sure a billion times to tell me to get D Hop, and I'm like, again, like AJ Brown. I can't be upset. He's a top 10 receiver, and my teams are stacked, so like I'm not complaining.
All right. Well, D Hop's gone for 20, 33, 13, 19, 18, 18.
I know how well D Hop is. He's on my dynasty team. You can ask Cade. He knows all about that team. He commented this morning saying that it's great that Austin doesn't know what a dynasty league says because all he's playing for is the present. And I said, my 2 championships in the next 2 years are gonna be great, and then my rookie draft picks are gonna be excellent. So I'm winning it all 5 years. So eat my ass.
All right, can I get your guys' opinion? I'm not gonna tell you whose team is whose, but whose team you think is gonna win between Josh and I in the championship?
I already know how this is gonna play out, but I'm intrigued.
Okay, so I'll read you. Team A is we got Josh Jacobs, or Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
This is Josh's
We have
team.
Josh. What?
This is Josh's team, just to spoil it, because he already just talked about how Josh Jacobs is on his roster, Jason.
Okay, he's got Jimmy G now. Okay, Jimmy G at quarterback. Saquon is RB1. Josh Jacobs is RB2. Jamar and Tyreek as his receivers. Jawan Johnson as his tight end. Jeff Wilson, flex. Defense, Patriots. And then kicker, Ryan Suckup, Tampa Bay kicker. And then team number 2, which is my team, we got Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Haven't decided who's going to be QB1 yet. Travis Etienne, Christian McCaffrey, D-Hop, Chris Godwin, Mark Andrews, Kenneth Walker in the flex, Jets defense, and Justin Tucker, the GOAT.
That's honestly tough. Like, if everybody plays up to their full standards, that's really tough. It's like, I give receivers to Josh because,
Fair.
again, like, Jamar and Tyreek are, it's hands down dominating duo. Running back, it's kind of iffy. Barkley's kind of been on a decay ever since his first couple weeks of the year. And then, who's your other halfback? Josh Jacobs. Josh is like, I love him, but he's so boomer bust. He's truly the roller coaster ride. And then the flex is that Tori in the background?
Yes, it is Tori in the background.
Got it blurred out.
Yeah, she's coming forward, blurred out. Just with the cat. I think that's going to be a great matchup. I think the lack of a quarterback for Josh isn't as terrible as it seems because of the way he makes it up. But I think the flex is going to go to Jay because I like Kenneth Walker.
Should I pick up Mike White? I've been thinking about picking up Mike White. Over Jimmy G? I mean, Jimmy G, he's also a big boomer bust guy.
You should trade Jason like a pebble for his masseuse, and you should take Deshaun Watson.
I told him, send Tyreek back, and I'll give you Deshaun. I give you a shitty trade, you give me a shitty trade.
Nah,
I mean, that's just how it works.
It'll help both of us because your quarterback will be scoring like 7 or 8 more a game, and then Tyreek will give me 7 or 8 more a game, and then we'll see who's better.
I'll give you Christian Watson for Deshaun Watson.
But I don't need Christian Watson.
I think that's a phenomenal trade, if you ask me. The Watson for Watson.
But I don't need him because I already have. He would be a backup.
Who's your flex again?
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Travis Etienne's foot got frostbite or something, and
it's fine.
I want to promote that we do not wish bad things upon players here.
This is the second time somebody has done this today. One more time, we got to cancel the podcast.
Okay, well, we know A-Rod isn't playing good, so hopefully Jimmy G spot.
Actually, it's 3.
Himself and plays like shit.
No, I'm gonna play Aaron Rodgers this week versus Chicago.
Okay.
Got to.
I have my bench also has Odell, so we got Odell coming. Treylon Burks, that man has had a touchdown in back-to-back games.
Yeah, that was a great touchdown he had last week. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, he picked up a fumble in the end zone.
Yeah, he fell on a ball in the end zone.
And actually, I was wrong. I think that was his first touchdown of the year. Was it not?
It was. He didn't
It
score
was
last
us.
week.
He had good back-to-back weeks. That's what I meant. But yeah, his first touchdown of his career, he picked up a fumble.
Hell yeah.
Right place.
You know what I
JVF?
just remembered for Austin is how are you feeling about old Darnell Mooney?
Ooh.
Hurt. I'm hurt like he is.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, shout out Darnell Mooney for 0 points this week because it's the reason why Dak lost to me. So
you can thank MetLife Stadium for their great quality that they have on their field, because that stadium shouldn't even be allowed to have people playing in it with how many people get injured consistently there.
10.3.
Shout out to him. He's the reason why I lost this week.
Still won because of Jalen Hurts and Joe Barry.
Yeah, dude. Anyone can run over the Packers defense, dude. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, can't wait for Jalen.
Nearly 400 rushing yards. I mean, God.
Okay, Josh, be honest. I want you guys to answer this too. The Packers might have the worst rushing defense ever. Do you guys genuinely believe if you got 20 carries that you could get 50 yards?
I would tear both my ACLs on the first 2 steps. No.
50. I
50.
can
Okay,
confirm.
what is that? 2.5 yards a carry?
No, I'm running all over him.
Josh, you're
My
dying on the
6'4"
first snap.
My 6'4" lanky ass is running all over the field.
Josh, you're 6'4"?
Yeah, Josh
Yeah.
is man, bro.
I looked over to Josh. I thought for sure he was 5'10". At best.
No, you guys, Josh and Austin are built the same. I
Yeah,
think
dude,
Josh,
I'm just
Josh is a little bit bigger, but they're built the same.
yeah, I've always been a tall kid. I used
Alright,
to be a lot chubbier too.
I have to head out. I need to eat. So
I think we should
You
wrap
can
this
go
up
eat.
soon. So let's
Yeah.
do like a
I haven't eaten since like 11:30. So I need to go make some din.
let's do like like 1 or 2 questions, and then you can call
Yeah.
it after that, Alex.
Yeah.
Jay, I
You
know
want me
you.
to read
Yeah,
questions?
Jay, I know you have questions on deck, so that's why.
Yeah. So, questions from the fans this week. Okay, who are you starting this week? I don't have any.
This man was about to give us.
Bro, put me on the spot. I can't do that.
You usually
Okay,
have questions.
Here's the question. Okay, so Justin Fields is projected 22.2, and Jalen Hurts is projected 22.1. Who are you guys taking?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, do you want to elaborate?
I just have more faith in him and his production in the past. So
Okay, well, Justin Fields is going against the Packers.
yeah, but is he gonna be playing this week?
It's questionable.
I
Which
think,
means
I think coming off injury, I don't think he's going to be running all over the place.
That's the thing. He's coming off injury. I don't feel comfortable. What was his injury anyway? Shoulder?
Partially torn ligament in his non-throwing shoulder.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna limit his scrambling
does much.
ability.
I don't think he does much anyway, though.
But
I don't think he's
still-
going to want to run and just move. I think he's just going to want to throw it.
okay.
When
contact.
Hurts is coming off another 20, I mean, he's over projection almost every week. I don't know. I'm taking Jalen just because his
Yeah.
consistency.
Tennessee is like 28th against quarterbacks. I saw.
Really?
Tennessee's, I think their rushing defense is pretty bad too. So if he starts scrambling,
Man, that was my bust of the week. Might
I mean,
wanna
he
check-
had 100. He had 157 rushing yards last week on 17 attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you saw one of the plays where he broke he broke Savage's fucking ankles, and he got injured after that. That was the hands down, sorry to
Yeah,
say, but one of the funniest moments I think I've seen in football, watching a man's ankles actually get broken.
I mean, sorry that it happened to the Packers, but yeah, no, I'm going with Jalen.
No,
I'm
it was
riding
fun.
the hot hand.
Second,
Okay.
I would go with Jalen Hurts as well.
Okay.
I'm hopeful that Fields. I mean, because of Ohio State, like I'm hopeful that Fields can, continue to be good, but I worry about him this week.
Yeah.
Not that his injuries, mobility related. It's not throwing shoulder, so I don't know. Coming off an injury or a week of rest, he could also go off. So
Yeah.
I would be happy to be wrong about that than be right about him not having a good week.
I got a pretty decent question. Who are your starting six for the Miami and San Fran game?
You doing
Starting-
a FanDuel?
Yeah, like say it's just like a FanDuel like draft or team or whatever.
Tua, Tyreek, Jalen, Christian, Debo, maybe Jeff Wilson or Ayuk.
Jeff Wilson, yeah. I keep forgetting. Oh, you said Jeff Wilson. I'm like, oh wait, they're playing Miami. Never mind.
I wouldn't differ from that. I would go to both the receivers from Miami, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. I'm pretty sure that's
Four.
maybe one more. No, I said two both receivers. I'm missing
Why
one. Probably Brandon, yeah, because I think Miami's defense is so iffy.
So you and I literally have the same team, and you said I'm going to defer from that.
You
I'm
didn't choose
going-
Kittle.
No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't say Kittle.
I'm going
I said
to
Debo.
yeah, you did say Debo. I'm going Tua, McCaffrey, Tyreek, Debo, Gesicki, and Kittle.
My question to you is: it just the best six, or is it like a FanDuel six where you have to
Yeah.
have like Sheffield out there, or like fucking Juwan Jennings?
Just any one that you want, but
Okay.
like a FanDuel, yeah.
I got you. Because I was gonna say like we would be like at $90,000
Way
right
over
now.
the cap.
Yeah, I was like a little irrational for us to be shooting for that right now.
All right, should we wrap this up, or anyone else got anything to say? It's getting kind of late.
I think we hit everything we kind of needed to talk about.
Next week I want to talk about playoffs.
Yeah, we'll talk about fantasy playoffs. We're gonna
Give
have to
a
talk
little
about
recap because everyone's gonna be in their final push for it. What are we all 3 weeks out from round one?
No, we're like
2 weeks. Yeah,
We're
Week 15?
No, we're 3.
week
15
15 is the first week of playoffs.
15.
Yeah.
So
We only have 3 weeks of playoffs in ours, Austin.
yeah,
Same.
week 15 is the
15,
first
16,
week.
17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have 3 more games.
No, we're in 13, 14, and then
Yeah, if we're
Yeah.
thinking it's 20 days from like right on now.
Going to the bracket. Let me go to the schedule.
But it's week 13 is week 14 is the last week of regular season.
So
Week
we only
15.
have 2 more weeks?
Yeah, but it's technically like 20 days from here on out till we like. Is it 20 days? Dude, I'm looking at Sleeper and it's been telling us 21
No,
days.
I'm telling you, we have 3 more matchups.
We have 13 and 14. I don't think we have 15.
We have week 12, week 13, and week 14.
Week 12
I'm
just
trying to
happened,
say.
you goofball.
Okay. Do we have week 15? Okay, yeah, you're right. We
my
have
li- Josh-
13 and 14. We have two more
Yeah.
weeks left.
Yeah, 2 more
Josh,
matchups.
I got 3. So I guess we're both going after.
Oh, it's because you guys are in a. It's because you guys only have 4 teams going into playoffs. I'm assuming
Or no, we have 7.
you have 7. How the hell are you guys doing?
7. So one gets a bye, and then the other 6 play.
Okay, then you have 4 teams going into the next week. How does that work?
What do you mean? 7 that go to the playoffs, and do we have 7? Yeah, 7 that go to the playoffs. Then we have 5 that miss. I have
Okay,
to change it.
so you're saying like week 16 is your first week, or yeah, week 16 is your first
15,
week of playoffs.
15, 14, or 15, 16, 17.
So that's the same as all. Okay, cool.
No, I know. I was just saying, Josh.
I'm glad we're all confused about the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, let's talk that next week. So
we'll talk where we're sitting playoff.
Yeah.
We'll talk the same waiver wires.
Yep.
Talk about whatever news is happening in the NFL.
Yes, sir. All right,
Hey,
I'm gonna go
congrats.
make some dinner.
Same.
Congrats to Josh. He did not fidget with one thing today that I saw.
Alex
Okay.
did though. I saw Alex flipping a pen for half the time.
It's just below
It
the
wasn't
desk.
a pen, it was a
It was
bracelet.
a bracelet.
I'm learning. I got it below the desk
I've been
now.
plugging this in the last hour.
All right, boys. Y'all have a good week.
All right.
All right,
Y'all
hey.
take care.
Hey, I go up against Austin this week, so wish me a lot of luck, please.
Stream, I just want to put this
We'll have to
on
see how that
thing.
one goes.
I'm killing Alex this week.
Not happening. Not
It's
happening.
actually
When we come
happening.
back next week, we're gonna talk about my dub over him.
Yeah,
All
we're going
right.
to come back next week. We're going to talk about Austin's 7th win in a row.
We're not.